I'm like, this is bullshit. So my first year, Dave, first year in real estate, I sold 32 homes. My second year, I sold 62 homes, so 32 to 62. But you know what I didn't have, Dave?
What's that?
A life.
Ah.
Alive. So if you are new or starting over in your business, you can relate to that. I was doing like many of you guys do, working 24/7, going 3 months without a day off, killing myself. Dave, I had so many days that I went home exhausted, even though I sold home and I made money, but I was feeling guilty, tired, exhausted, anxiety because I didn't see my kids. I'm like, this is bullshit. It can be this hard. Doesn't have to be this hard. That's when it hit me. And again, 2.5 years in the business, I needed a coach. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you don't have structure, systems and processes in place, and you're just going, grinding, sooner or later you're going to burn out. Sooner or later. And then I said, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. So I hired my coach.
We know all real estate agents want to acquire clients consistently so that they can grow their business and income for that great lifestyle. This broadcast brings you the best and top people in the industry to support that quest. This is Dave Fanale, and I'm here to bring you the Real Estate Skill Builder broadcast, Real Estate Talk TGIF, brought to you by Real Estate Skill Builder and Align, your premier real estate solution. Good morning, everybody. As I said, this is Real Estate Talk TGIF, and I'm Dave Fanale, and we have Vanda Martin with us. Now, look, this is Real Estate Talk, and today I'm really pumped. We have once again a great coach. I get to be with a great coach, a powerhouse who's built a reputation not by whispers, but by driving and delivering results, transformation, and electric energy. Vanda has an unshakable drive. She built a top producing real estate career, which at one time she was number 1%, top 1% in Coldwell Banker and top 100 in California, then turned herself into a coaching company that helps agents thrive regardless of market, whether it's a unique blend of systems, soul, structure and spirit, discipline and joy, and to have a life. She doesn't just teach agents how to sell more. She teaches them how to do it with a life and be alive doing it. You ready, Vanda? Because I am.
I am so ready. So let's get it on.
Awesome. So Vanda, today is Real Estate Talk TGIF. We've been doing this for a while. This is your second time on our broadcast. Nelson will let me know what the number was. I think it was a few years ago. Doesn't matter. You're here now. That's the most important thing, right? So before we get started, I do have a question I have to ask you that I ask every guest on this broadcast. And that question is, what does TGIF stand for?
Thank God it's Friday.
You were very close, but wrong. Anyway, it's thank God it's finale.
Thank God it's finale. I know. I had to tease you.
Vanda, you have a really interesting story, a really interesting journey. You were not born here in the United States. Language, you had to learn a lot. Tell me your journey from where you want to, wherever. You can start anywhere you want. But how did you get to where we are today right now?
I appreciate the question, everyone. It's such an honor and pleasure to be here. Thank you so much, Dave. Yes, my second time here. And I want to share this before I even tell a little bit of my story it's pretty much your story, many of you guys anyways. I just want to say that my intention today is to bring you some value, some energy, and take you to a whole new level. So yes, I can talk about the whole day because it's an amazing journey, but I can say this. I came to this beautiful country about 36 years ago, Dave, with no English, no money, but a suitcase with lots of dreams, ambition, hunger, and books because I wanted to learn. And the reason I left Brazil, even though I love my country, I graduated in business administration there, but I grew up poor, Dave, and I was tired of seeing my mom struggle and my family struggle. And I always had a lot of ambition to grow, to help her, to help my family, and really go to the next level. So when I came here, like many of you guys, immigrants, that come here to this country, try to win and doing your best. I was a babysitter, I was an au pair, and but I always loved real estate, Dave. I used to dream, even though when I had pretty much nothing in terms of financial resources, I used to dream of buying homes and flip them and selling them and having a beautiful home. And I've seen what a beautiful home looked like because, hard to believe, but I had a scholarship in basketball So
Ah,
I end up going to the best schools in the state. And with that, I have a kind of a duality life, Dave. I was kind of living in a tiny little apartment with my sisters and mom and everybody. But I used to go, because I was in the best school, I used to hang out with some of my friends with the mansions and all. So I was exposed at the early age of my life in high school what was possible.
right.
So when I came to this country, I said, I'm going to do my best, learn what it takes to win, to help my family. So now fast forward, 1999, I go full time in real estate. At the time, my husband at the time we had moved from Marin County, California, close to San Francisco. We moved to the Central Valley. That was my first market, Dave. So 1999, I started real estate. I told myself, my English is good enough. I can do this. My kids now are 4 and 5 years old, 3.5 or 4.5. I'm going to go in real estate. So as like you guys, many of you guys, no English, I mean, no money, right? A lot of sweat equity, Dave. But you
Yep.
know what I had? I had the hunger, the drive, and the absolute conviction that if I could learn what it takes, I can learn the skills, the process, just like basketball, because I play basketball really, really good. I could do this. So, but I stopped doing it. So my first year, Dave, first year in real estate, I sold 32 homes. My second year, I sold 62 homes, so 32 to 62. But you know what I didn't have, Dave?
What's that?
A life.
Ah,
A life. So if you are new or starting over in your business, you can relate to that. I was doing like many of you guys do, working 24/7, going 3 months without a day off, killing myself. Dave, I had so many days that I went home exhausted, even though I sold home and I made money, but I was feeling guilty, tired, exhausted,
sure,
anxiety because I
sure,
didn't see my kids.
sure.
And then I realized one day waiting for the whole morning for buyers who didn't show up, not the whole morning, but a good amount of
Yeah,
time, they didn't show up and then they end up buying a home, an open house. It hit me. It hit me, David, like a basketball ball, like a tennis ball. I'm like, this is bullshit. It can be this hard. Doesn't have to be this hard. That's when it hit me. And again, 2.5 years in the business, I needed a coach. I was selling, Dave, out of passion, energy, enthusiasm. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you don't have structure, systems and processes in place, and you're just going, grinding, sooner or later you're going to burn out. Sooner or later. And then I said, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. So I hired my coach. I'm telling you the whole story, Dave, because I believe it can help someone here
right.
that lost, because I was there, right? Like
Right.
many of you guys suffering. So I hired my first coach in 2001, my friend. And I was fortunate that he was a good one. And then I realized, oh my goodness, there's an order to this process. There's an order to the madness. So I put processes in place, system, and then I really start running my business as a business, really strategic. So then I went from 62 to 85 transactions to 115 transactions to 130 transactions. But here's the beauty. Ready? Sunday off. Saturday most listing appointment because I decided to learn what it takes to become a top listing agent. I bought a home in Lake Tahoe, Dave, vacation home, and I was able to really enjoy it. So I'm here to tell you guys it's possible. And I did. And I fell in love with that. So I had the money. And as I told you earlier, I want to make sure my clients are rich, but also happy. So I got to that point and this is what I'm here. I fell in love with coaching my team. My team became number one in the county. And I fell in love with my coach. And I told myself with coaching, one day I'm going to coach other great people like you guys. So you don't have to suffer what I suffered. You don't have to go through what I went through. And you don't have to think because you're in real estate, you have to be miserable and back and call everybody and not having a life. You know what I mean, my friend?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And the interesting part is that it's like, there's so many things that you can say and so many things that we can talk about today that we really can get into. But I want to talk about several things. And one of the things I want to
Please.
talk about is how you get growth from the beginning. I mean, you sold 32 homes your first year, right? 32
Yes.
homes. That's a dream for somebody in 2 or 3 years as they start this business. And a lot of brokers and a lot of team leaders will tell them, well, you just do this and you do that. And you learn the technology, you learn how to do this, learn how to do all this shit that you're not going to need for like 3 months, but you go learn it and then maybe we'll give you a lead. How are people going to, how do agents get off their butts and do the work and get over the fear of making calls and prospecting and everything else? How did you start your business?
I appreciate that. I had a little bit of a advantage because as a former athlete, I knew that if you have a process like a recipe, a code for things, you learn the skills. So as soon as I got a real estate, about 3 books, and I started doing the things they were teaching me, right? So I was doing 3 open houses per week. Because first of all, Dave, I was in a new city. I moved from Marin County, Novato, to Stockton, Lodi area, Central Valley, California. And the average price over there was $375,000. My friends always make joke, Vanda, you live in Westwood, went to CLA, live in Westwood, live in Marin County, you end up selling home in the Central Valley, but great people, wonderful people. But here's what happened is, I knew that I need to meet people and build my database. I didn't know anyone. I had 2 little kids and I had maybe knew 20 people. So immediately I start doing open house to meet people, to have that presentation in front of them, an opportunity to get an appointment. So I was doing open house Saturday, 11 to 1, and 2 to 4, and Sunday. So a lot of sweat equity, David. So lots of open house. Then Tuesday and Thursday between 4:30 and 6:30, I was doing circle calling. The old cold call, right? Just listen to sold with a broken English. But I was so hungry. Dave, I was living with 2 kids, my husband and I, in the Central Valley. We didn't have money too. My husband maybe was earning $85,000. In California, $80,000 is pretty much very little. And I was hungry to make him happy. So I did open house. I did the circle calling. Pretty much, hi, is this Dave? With my broken English, fear in my heart, but learning, practicing. Hi, Dave. Yeah. My name is Vanda Martin. The reason I'm calling is we just listed a very nice home in your area, and I was wondering, who do you know that want to be your neighbor? So I was doing circle calling.
That's such an easy call. I always thought, and I always think, I mean, who do you know when you want to be your neighbor? Know anybody?
Yeah.
You're not asking them for anything. You're telling them about the credibility you're giving. We just listed this house. That's credibility. And the next part, keep going. Thank you.
Yeah. So it was not my list. It was my office. So I would go to the meeting and I would take notes with all the needs and wants. Oh, I have a buyer looking to buy in this area, Lodi or Manteca or in Stockton by the country club. So I would take notes and I would say, it's my office. We have a great family looking to buy this. Who do you know that thinking of moving? So again, I did circle calling Tuesday and Thursday from 4:30, 5 o'clock to 6:30, 7. Did I get rejection? A whole bunch.
Sure you did.
A whole bunch. I was doing in my little bedroom. My kids would come in. I would like, I had my 3.5 years old, 4 years old, who now is my CEO. I would had a code with him. If I did like this, means I'm working. He cannot talk. So he walk in the room, very little one, and he would hug my leg, and I'm prospecting, cold calling. And if I didn't say like things, he could talk to me. So I coach and train my team, my kids to understand. So again, I was doing lots of open house, meeting a lot of people, a lot of energy and care, really learning the market, the area. I was doing the circle calling. And then I also did, I dropped flyers. That's how I got my first listing, Dave. I dropped flyers by the neighborhood. And the book I read say, hey, farm. And I'm like, oh, I can take this. I can build a farm. Plus, I told myself, I want to sell my neighborhood. I know the area is a great area. Very soon I'm going to buy here. I was still renting. Very soon I'm going to buy here. I would like to live here longer. And I don't want to see anybody sign. So I'm going to nurture this area. I'm going to be now. Dave, you want to hear the funny thing? It was about 375 homes, the farm, like almost 400 homes. Brookside West in Stockton, California. A nice little neighborhood, very family-oriented. I didn't even know there was 5 other agents there. But you see, sometimes, very few times, the ignorance can help you. I didn't care either. I said, I'm going to win this. I'm going to and I started putting flyers in the porch. I didn't even know what to say, so I was not door knocking. So I started putting flyers in the porch. This is how I got my first listing. And I start nurturing this listing, and I start nurturing this farm. Later, I learned the system that today I teach as a coach that I made much better. I learned a process, and I've really improve and tweak the process. And very soon, I believe in less than 2.5 years, I was selling 85% of the listings there. I dominated because I listed the community. So again, open house, circle calling, the old cold call, like just listed and sold, or I have a buyer for your home. I was doing dropping the flyers, creating a farm. And the other one was networking. I'm like, I don't know anybody. And I knew that.
When you say networking, how did you network, Vanda?
Oh, very good. So I was talking to people in my gym. I was very fortunate to also play basketball with the guys. We had a pickup game at the gym. I was the only girl playing basketball with them. Remember, I had a scholarship in basketball, so I was pretty good. So I got to meet a lot of people, great guys there on the basketball court. I joined a business network. Women in network, so I could meet people. I knew I had to be in front of people. I knew I had to. I had the energy. I also had other business in Brazil, so I knew I needed to be in front of people. So I later, when I made a little more money, I went to the Rotary Club, because Rotary Club takes money, right? You get fined and you got to donate. So I was in the business women network. I was in the Rotary Club. I was networking the gym. I play basketball, so the fighters. So I just put myself out there. But what I didn't have is systems and so much process. So just why I was, selling homes, but I was going crazy. And then I was working mostly with buyers. Then when I shift, Dave, and I said, okay, now I'm already selling 120 homes. Right. I'm already doing a lot of units. Now I want to do volume. I want to do high end. I want to focus on the luxury homes, and I shift my approach, my strategies. I start innovating, and then I start selling a lot of the luxury homes, the house of the mayor, and then I build my brand. So that was really powerful. I hope I answered the question, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we talk about growing a business and getting a listing, and then as time went on, you said that you learned how to be able to multiply one deal into many. So
Yes.
This is something that a lot of people don't understand, where I've seen it in the times I've owned my brokerage, as well as coaching, is that an agent will get a deal and then they'll spend all their time on that deal and forget about everything else. And they don't think about how to turn that one into many. What's the process that you would use, or you would coach agents in? They get a listing or they get a buyer. How do you turn that into more than one transaction?
I love the question. So Dave, there's a tactic that I tell my clients, actually a concept. I hope you guys take this note, because this is huge. The whole idea that on my coaching, by the way, in my life, it makes things easier, better, and simpler. Because if it's not simple, you can't scale. If it's complicated, right? If it's complicated, you can't scale. Plus, complexity is the enemy of execution. So the job for us as entrepreneurs, top salesperson, superstar. Dave, I coach people. I coach a guy in San Francisco. He came to me already doing $30 million in volume, and he had only two friends in his business in RTC. In 1 year, I took him from 30 million in volume to 120 million in volume closing pending. And he still took 1 month off and went to Japan. He was half Japanese, half American. But my point is because systems, and here's the concept that I teach my clients, and you some of your superstars here know. Everything that you do more than once becomes an SOP.
Standard operating procedure, absolutely.
Yes, it's operating procedure. So I don't wing. I learned this from basketball and 4 years university in Brazil, 3 years at UCLA. That's an order for everything. And then if you have processes in place, framework how to do something, less stress, less energy, and then you don't have to wing. You know what to do. So we run this business as a business. So what we do is, okay, this is what I do. Here's my SOP when I get a listing. From the time I get a listing to the time it goes in contract. Here's my SOP when the property goes in contract. Everything I do, bam, bam, detail, bam, bam, bam. This is what I do. Dave, I had an SOP for my assistants, how to answer the phone.
Well, that's the way it should be. I mean, this way everything is easier and duplicatable as well.
Exactly. Duplicatable, scalable, easy. You don't have to stress. You don't have to make a decision. It takes a lot of work to make a decision. So let's go here about the listing. I know I got
to turn it into more than one. Go ahead.
Okay. I got one listing. Here's my checklist. Here's my SOP. Number one, as I'm leaving the listing, the house, I'm already going on my mind, on my database in my mind, who might like this listing? Because you want to make sure that if your office allows you, why don't you can double in? Because you're the best in the world. You know your business side out. It's easy to work with you. You're the ultra professional. So I knew that it's easy to work on myself. So I double ended 10 to 11% of my listings because on my way to their car, like, who can I call right now that might like this listing? Who can I call? So I'm already making 3 calls on my way to the office. Then right now, just what do? You got a new listing? Prep the listing possible. If it comes soon listing, you can send an email. You can do if the house looks good in the front, do a video. That video will come soon. Maybe you don't have to give the address yet because maybe preparing the home inside. You do a come soon video that you put on platforms. You send your database. Right away, you give them coming soon. Everybody loves that, right? And then, so a coming soon list, make the cost for the people might like it. Do a video with a nice information about the home. Send to your whole database through email. Post everywhere, coming soon, or if it's already ready, also you can do that. Mail, I had 500 postcards going out. Your neighbor's moving, be disrupted. Don't put just listed, just sold. Guys, that's 2000. It's over.
Thanks for saying that, because that's what I've been telling people. Is that we can say just listed, just sold. Go ahead. That's great.
No, go ahead. You're right. That's old. We gotta innovate. Guess who's moving? Right? Guess who's moving? You want to be disruptive. Write this down. Disruptive. You want to be intriguing. We know people get the postcard and throw away, but you want to make them see it, right? And hold it to a little bit. Even at those age and those times, Dave, I always love marketing. Because you see, I graduated in business administration, and I always love marketing. So even at those times, I always did very intriguing postcards. And guess what? You want to hear a funny thing? I would go to a listing appointment and sit down to, after I walk the house and start building some rapport. They would say, wait, Vanda, wait. They'll go to the drawer and they'll pick up like a whole bunch of postcards. We save everything we get from you. We love it. So
that's fantastic. It's one of the things I want to point out about the just listed, just sold cards, just to double down on what we're talking about. When you put just listed, just sold, it's all about you. Right? It's all about you. No one cares about you. But when you say, guess who's moving? Look, with social media, we've all become voyeurs. We all want to look at people. We all want to see what somebody else is doing. We all want to be freaking nosy. So when you say, guess who's moving? Who?
Right? It's intriguing.
It's intriguing. It creates curiosity.
Exactly.
Your headline is everything. Look, this is a structure that really works. And your process, keep going with the process. I love it.
Yeah. So the video comes soon, or we're in the market, right? Go live, post everywhere, send one email for sure. And then send the mailers. Again, I had listings that I sent 500 postcards. I had listings that I sent 3,000 postcards. Depends where you are with your budget. Let me give an example. Taylor in New York. She sells in New York City and Long Island. Taylor Moliton, Douglas Elliman. I have the owner of Coach her now for almost 4 months. She started with me. Taylor, just so you know, last year, she earned $130,000. Actually, even under that. 10 years in the business. Last year, she was with a team. Great girl, working hard, smart, dedicated. So again, last year, $135,000 in the team. She came to me. We upgraded her mindset, thinking bigger, thinking better, being more strategic, wise. We improved her systems and process. And right now, today, in less than 4 months, she has right now in contract with me $90,000. 90,000 right now, just today, this week, 90,000. When last year, the whole year, she earned 125, 130. But here's the point.
What's the difference? What's the point of upgrading mindset? That was the phrase you used.
Wonderful. Well, first of all, instead of just being, because people think of mindset is only optimism and being happy. No, guys. Mindset, there's so many skills on the mindset skills. It's focus, consistency, your ability to persist when it hurts, when it's painful, when you get rejection. It's resilience, having the grit to come back from the pain things. the difficult times, right? When everybody quits, she's coming back. But here's the point. I want to say her name because she was going to send one just sold postcard, and she was going to use the old style, just sold. I said, no, darling. We don't do that anymore. That is 2000. That's 2001. We're 2025. So we did one of those intriguing, disruptive postcard. Guess what? Got a listing call. Took the listing. She's listing right now. See, this is what we do. We are more focused. We have morning routine. We have strategies that works. We are playing just like basketball, just like football. We are playing the plays that work. We're not trying anymore. We're not wigging anymore. So since we've been working together, because thank God, I love that she's coachable. She doesn't do everything. Nobody does. But she said, tell me, coach, I'm going to do this. So we send letters. I have a buy for your home letters for the areas she's breaking to. We sent that postcard, got her a listing. She has a morning routine now with time to lead follow-up that she never had. My friend, she's setting now 3 to 5 appointments a week. She's getting now 1 to 2 listings a week. And this is a young girl that was working in a team. I helped her to leave the team and put structure in place. It works. Do you see how I got excited with this, Dave?
Oh, absolutely. And well, you should. I mean, you talked about the different things in mindset is just attitude and everything else. It's not. It's skills. And mindset is a skill. Okay, let's not forget that your mindset is a skill. Focus, consistency, persistence.
There's one more thing too. Can I add one more thing? That's huge. Dave, I cannot tell you how many agents come to me with disempowering beliefs. Oh, I'm too young. Oh, I'm too old. I love first-time buyers, but I cannot sell a $5 million home. See, that's a limited beliefs. Why not? If you have the right approach, the right mindset, and the skill set, you can sell anything. Because I sold a home to my gardener for $40,000, a fixer, through the bank. I got 6%, and then I sold $5 million home. So it's not your accent, right? Look at me. It's not your accent. It's not where you come from. I help people from all over the world. It's your mindset, your skill set, and your ability to perform consistently and innovate. Am I right?
Absolutely, 100%. The thing about limiting beliefs is that we all have them, right? I can't call. They're going to yell at me. They don't want to talk to me. So, look, here's the thing. When I talk with new agents about their sphere of influence, right? They say, well, they don't want to hear from me. They don't want to hear. That's bullshit. They do want to hear from you. That's the point, right? If you approach it in a manner that is not salesy, that is not corny, that is not. I mean, you can be corny, just don't be creepy, right? Yeah. Just make sure that you're coming across like you want to help them and you're being their friend. If you're calling someone don't sound like a salesperson. No one is coaching you that way, so why are you doing it? It seems that when everybody gets this thing called a license, it says real estate salesperson on it, right? It doesn't mean you got to sound like an idiot. You got to sound like a salesperson. I mean, look how we're talking. Look how I talk. This is how I talk on the phone. I still make calls. This is how I talk, right?
Exactly. You know what you said? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
If you give me a script and I read it like you're reading, like the audience would read it, I would sound salesy. If I read it like me, it's the same words. It's just said differently. Would you?
I love that. Guys, bingo. You said the right thing. Listen, everyone wants to buy, but nobody wants to be sold. And the thing is, so Dave, can I give a strategy to start working on your limited beliefs?
Absolutely.
First of all, you got to be aware of the shit you're telling yourself, the story. Excuse my language. I said this.
Okay, what you want, hon?
Sorry, guys. You got to be aware and conscious what the story you're telling yourself, because that's what's holding you back, right? I have people come to me 22 years old and I'm too young and look like 18. I said, darling, age is never a factor. Age is never a factor. I'm 63, Dave. At 57 years old, I left my job. I was coaching for another company. I left San Francisco. I came to San Diego, opened a company, and I said, you know what? I feel 22. I have the energy. I have the skills. I have the capacity. I'm going to do this, and I open my company. So age is never a problem. So here's what I want you to do. Put in writing your story. Put in writing your limiting beliefs. Put in writing, I am too old to do this business, or I don't know, I'm too old, or let's give the example you said. I am, if I call them, they're going to think I'm salesy. Put in writing. What evidence I have of that? What evidence I have, and then put in writing. And then you can really destroy that bullshit you tell yourself, because the reality is people love real estate. People want to be informed about the equity. People want to know what's going on. The question is, you don't know how to do it, and that's why you're fearful. And you someone told you you're going to be salesy. I've never had fear of calling. You know why, Dave? Because I'm not thinking about me. The day I realize,
Sure.
first of all, it's not an obligation to call my people, it's an opportunity to give, to share, to serve.
So I want to talk about that for a minute. You know, you're not thinking about you, you're thinking about to serve. Now there's a lot of agents out here that out there that will never see this broadcast, and that's fine. And I mentioned that because these are the ones that are out there. I got to get a deal. I need the money. I've got to take care of this.
Commission breath.
And we understand that. And that is completely and totally understandable, acceptable, the whole thing. But you cannot go after it. You have to come after it from here,
Exactly.
not from here or from here.
Right.
This can motivate you. This is a wallet, by the way. This can motivate you, but it cannot be from here when you pick up the phone. It has to be from your heart and your soul that you want to help people. I know you need to get the commission. I know you need the deal. I know you need something to go right for you. But the moment you stop worrying about you and start worrying about them is the moment you will turn everything around.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, stop selling and start serving.
Right.
Stop selling, stop serving. And now let me finish that. Destroy the paradigm. So now that you put down all your stories and you look for evidence, and you say, no, you know, Coach Vanda called for many times and his database call. I call my database one of the steps of my proven system that made me a millionaire. Dave, just between my database, my farm and open house, I was pushing 1.3 million. And then I had other things, you know, so I was pushing over 1.5 million in GCI. But just my database, from providing them information once a quarter, plus the emails, I send an email for them. I call them, I advanced with them. So I did the system that I teach today. I had 2-3 come list me per week. That's how I got to get over 100 listings per year. They come to me because when you give value, you give insights, you let them know you care, and you don't ask, you just give. They call you, oh my God, Dave, I'm so glad you called me yesterday. You know what? We're thinking about moving next spring. Let's talk. See, that's the phone call you get. I love the Monday morning. I had so many of those. Hey, Vanda, Aunt Mary's moving to Vegas. We told her nobody but you. So call her. Here's your number. And by the way, thank you for the insights you send me. That's when you do that. So you do that. So again, put the stories on the paper. What's evidence that's real, not real, and then destroy them, rip them and flush in the toilet, and then create a new story for you. They want to know what's going on. They are interested to know. They need to know of the equity of the market. And if I don't call them, it's a disservice. That's my mindset. If I don't nurture my database, I don't provide them value, information, insights, let them know what I care, I'm doing a disservice, because all that 1,000 people are going to go to that Joe Smith who has no freaking idea what's going on, who maybe even dishonest, disqualified. So the idea is shift from you to them, shift from selling to service.
Right.
And anyways, I know I'm coaching here. I get excited with this, Dave, because you get me and the energy going here. But I hope people do that. Now, can I say one last thing about paradigms? Because I really want to give you value. Now, once you already know that it's a story, because really the story, you know what I tell myself, Dave, because I still have it. I still have it. Do you think I don't have it? Guys, everybody have fear, bullshit coming in sometimes, especially when you're tired or you work too long if it's not a day off, and maybe you're just a little nervous. The story, the BS, the craziness coming in. You know what I tell myself? I go to the side and say, it's not true. I just say like this, not true. And I go shift my mindset. I just say, that's true. When it comes, oh, maybe we should take a break, or maybe they don't love like this, or, you know, they hate it. Whatever comes to your head, I say, no, it's not true. So I shift. I don't let the old story, the fear, dominate and determine my day or my life or my energy, because otherwise, my friend in low energy, you're in trouble. You don't do anything. Isn't it true?
It's so true. I mean, people worry about so many little things. I mean, you know what? I mean, we have to take care of ourselves and we have to take care of others, right? I mean, you've talked about systems and processes. I mean, you talk about structure that frees you and not hustle that's going to burn you out, right?
Yeah.
Those are the things that are very important to you and very important to us. And look, what you're getting here today is you're getting experience from the agent side, from the brokerage side. I mean, we are both in our 60s and we are still going strong and probably out hustle, outwork anybody that's watching this broadcast, right? and it's not, and what Vanda is giving us today is it's not necessary to out hustle the other person, to outwork the other person. Granted, this is a business where you do have to work hard. There's no question about it, but also working smart and always going and always talking to people, always serving people. Serve, don't sell. You said that earlier today, right? It's making sure you've got structure in your business. That has to do with timing and has to do with so many other things.
Yeah, so true. David, can I share what happened yesterday? Yesterday, I posted at Lab Coat Real Estate. You probably heard of that, one of the biggest group there. I post like this. How do you explain? This was my post. How do you explain two agents, same market, same office, same time in the business? One is winning, big, succeeding. The other one is failing, sadly, and going broke. Of course, I know, as someone who's been coaching and selling and teaching and educating for decades, I know what it is, but I want to see what everybody said. Plus, engage the group. I love the group. I believe in giving back. My mission is to give back to people so they don't have the suffering and pain. I don't like this philosophy of grinding. I know we're going to hustle, but grinding is because you're not doing the right thing. So I posted that. Oh my God, Dave, there was so many comments.
Tell me more about this.
So many comments, and people say mindset, and people say structure, skills, things we're talking about here. And it's so true. And it's so true. Look, if you don't have the right mindset, if you don't have consistency, focus, and persistent, you're going to quit soon. You're going to double it. You're going to fail, right? And of course, also, if you have a lot of stories, excuses, because we have the stories, good or bad, right? You can be the hero, it can be the victim. Oh, it's not me. It's the market. It's not me. My broker doesn't give leads. It's not me. It's the interest rate. It's not me. The buyers are not motivated. Darling, look at your story and see it. So again, it was so many comments. Of course, I got hate too, because some people don't know who I am. Dave, it's so funny. They don't know that I sold homes, that my best week I sold 12 homes. My best month, I listed 30 homes. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying to inspire you that if I can do it on a new market or broken English, anybody can. Sure. So, but they don't know me. So one guy said, it's like, they're working instead of posting stupid thing like this online or something like that. But what we're doing is I was engaged with them, asking them, what is the difference of a winner and a loser in the same market, same place? Because the reality is it comes with proper mindset, the right skill set, and of course, having the process instruction in place, because you can win and grow if you don't have, if you're winging every time. It's exhausting. Would you agree, Dave?
100%. I mean, one of the things that you did with that post is that you put out a post that was bound to get engagement. And this is what a lot of people posting on social media don't get. You wanted to find out what people were going to say, and you put out something that might be controversial, that might get different of opinion, and you got it. You see, guys, if you take that example of a post and you use that kind of thing, you're going to get a response, and people are going to look at your stuff. That response that you got is, look, guys, I'm going to give you the answer. It's not the hustle. It's not the market. It's not the interest rates. It's not your language. It's not the color of your hair, the color of your skin, the color of your skin. It's got nothing to do with anything. It has to do with your mindset of being consistent and persistent and learning. Learn your skills. Learn, everything's a skill, right? Yep. A discipline. The number one skill that you need, the number one skill is discipline. When you know that and you're consistent, look, you know as well as I do, Vanda, and everybody out there, just remember this one phrase: consistency is undefeated. Plain and simple.
Yes.
Yeah. We talked about a lot of different things today. And
can I add something about that? I love what you said. I always say to my team and my clients and my own company that I have the honor of I serve. By the way, Dave, my CEO is my own son, right? Former Special Force Marine, who's amazing. And so we have a beautiful family. It's all about serving and giving the best. I always say, discipline of consistency. Consistency is the glue for everything you do. Consistency is the glue for everything you do. If you just do something once in a while, you're not going to have results, and you're not going to have lasting results. The thing is, a lot of trainers tell you this: buy more software, go do open house, go make phone calls. The agents are suffering because they don't know how. Right. It's not only what to do, it's knowing how, and then building that discipline of doing consistently, right. Consistently videos, consistently posts, consistently emails, things that work but with value, and also improving their energy. Because, darling, I'll tell you, if you don't have energy, you're going to suffer in this business, in any business. Because in low energy, all you think is problems. You create problems where there's no problem. You don't want to do a video, you don't want to talk to people, you don't want to do an event, you don't want to make a phone call, you don't want to text, and then you want to sit in the sofa and watch Netflix. So one of the things I'll say, right, isn't it true? You got to work on your skill set of selling with elegance, grace, power, and strength and confidence. You got to work on your mindset, and you got to work on your energy. It's real estate. It's a crazy business. It's hard. Yes. So if you're not regulating your emotions, really managing your focus, you're going to be exhausted by 2 p.m. You're not going to go anywhere, and you sell one home, you're going crazy because you're babysitting the escrow. How are you going to run the business? So it's learnable, it's trainable. I know I'm talking here, it's because this is such an opportunity to share with people out there. They say, oh, if I sell 10 homes a month, I have no life. No. Who do you know that's selling 2 homes a home and they have no life? That was me in the beginning. Selling 2 homes a month, no life. And then I start selling 20 a month with a life, with fun, with joy, strategies, and processes.
You're looking at 2 people right now that if you want to go from 2 to 10 homes a month, you can talk to both of us, and we'll both get you there and still have a life. If that's what you're interested in, call Vanda, call me. Doesn't matter. Both of us are going to get you there. That's the point, right? It's called systems. It's called processes. It's called, wait a minute, the word of the year, leverage. Right?
I love that. Yeah.
Leverage your systems, leverage your processes, also leverage people, not money, people. It's really important. Vanda, we've been talking about a lot of different things. We got into a conversation the other day, which I think is really important. And you mentioned it quickly. I mentioned it quickly a minute ago. Is a lot of people are worried about, their outward appearance and their speech, and just to be very blunt, an accent. Okay. I think it's really important for us because it's never really talked about a lot. And it's really important for people to understand that the way you talk is really important, right? But it's not your accent doesn't get in the way. Nothing gets in the way. You are one person that can really talk to this as you said it yourself. You used the phrase broken English. You talk a heavy accent. This is one thing that people really should understand, that it is not a barrier. It is a positive. Is it a positive and it's something you need to capitalize on? Can you talk to that for me?
I love the question. And by the way, I spoke in the Compass conference some years ago in Atlanta, and it was amazing when I was speaking there were about 3,000 agents in the conference, and they were sending out streaming to 30,000 agents. And I get this question all the time, is your accent, is a handicap? So let me explain this to you guys from someone who was there, and I can give another example too. Your accent is an asset.
Yes.
Your accent makes you memorable, unforgettable, and different. And that's huge in today's market, in any market. So now, if you're not clear on the phone or in person, it's not your accent, it's you are lacking the right enunciation, the right articulation, and the right pronunciation. So I've been studying this for a long time, Dave, because I wanted to improve my presentation and listening presentation every way. I wanted to convert 99% of my listening presentation. We know we don't get them all, right? So I studied personality styles. I studied the framework of the listening presentation, the wins to get to the signature. And I studied myself and my ability to communicate. So I took classes. So I'm here to say words are only 7% of communication.
That's correct.
55% is your body language. Right. Do you show up as a winner, as a superstar? Right. And 38% is Tonality. So let me give you an example of Ahu. Ahu is a beautiful agent. She was with a different company now. She's with XP. I had an honor and joy to coach her for many years. So at one point, I don't know if you guys know, I coached for Tom Ferry for about 8.5 years. I coached for Mike Ferry before. I coached for Tom Ferry before. And when I was with Tom, I was one of his top coaches. The waiting list to coach with me at Tom was over 2 years, because I was helping a lot of people to grow exponentially and make a lot of money. So people stay with me because they want to scale more and do more. So Ahu was in a waiting list to coach with me. Beautiful lady. She used to text me, DM me, Coach, can you have room? Do you have room for me? I said, darling, I don't have. Finally, I said, I love this lady. She's persistent. She is focused. She's hungry. I'm going to find room for her. So she came to me. She's from Turkey. So one of the things right in the beginning, David, she said, Coach, I'm horrible on the phone. I said, tell me more. She said, I'm horrible on the phone because of my accent.
There you go.
I said, darling, I hear what you say. Now listen to me. What do I have? By the way, this was many years ago too. I said, I have strong accent. And what you don't is not your accent. You don't know what to say, how to say, and you need to be more clear with your English. I said, number one thing is going to slow down the phone.
That's right.
Slow down on the phone because they don't see your lips moving. So it's hard. And I told her that even though I speak Portuguese as a first language, it was hard for me to understand Portuguese people from Portugal when I was on the phone if they spoke too fast, because they have a different accent, tonality, and pronunciation. So we start practicing on that. But look at this, Dave. We start working on her speaking slowly, learning what to say, learning the objectional handle, learning how to set appointment, learn how to bring value. Darling, she got better. She recorded herself. At the beginning, we were like, and she recorded herself watching the recording. She got better. Today, she sells 2-3 a month from online leads, people that don't know her and don't even met her before. And she's winning because she learned the strategy, and now she has a process in place and she got skill set.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's all about skills. And look, we talk about, we're talking about accents here. You need to understand that it's an advantage.
Oh, huge.
It's an asset that I don't have, right? It's an advantage that I don't have. I will tell you that if I was to do business in another part of the country, I would have to change my personality a little bit. Northeast, look, we're arrogant, we're pricked. This is how we talk. I'm extremely blunt. I am not for everybody. I tell people that. But I will be extremely blunt, but I'll also be very patient and in a nice way do it when I'm coaching. When I'm talking to people on the phone, I mean, there's so many different things. I mean, if you're talking like a human being in the Northeast, you're talking like I talk right now. This is how we talk, right?
So Dave, I love that. But what you're doing, you're being versatile. That's something that is really beautiful. Can I add to it?
Sure.
Look, versatility is your ability to adjust and adapt to situations and people. So if you understand people, like and how people think, talk, move, you're also going to get better with this. For example, when I talk to someone amiable, if you know the DISC personality style, if you want, the drivers, the influential, the steadiness, right? That I call analytical, and the C for and the S for, the S is for steadiness, is amiable. The C is for analytical. So if I know I have someone amiable on the phone, she speaks softer. She's more about feelings and certainty. My voice is going to be a little more mellow, a little more soft. My volume is going to be down a little lower, because in respect and consideration for her, I will adjust and adapt to the personality style of my people until she's comfortable with me. Then I can be a little bit of myself. That doesn't mean I am being manipulative. No, I have consideration. Now, if I talk to a driver like you, a driver, right to the point, short, sweet, don't waste my time, Vanda, what you're going to do for me? I talk like this, and I am like this. But if I have an expressive who loves a little more small talk and she want to go up and melody up. So again, I adjust and adapt to my audience, because that's what we do in terms of respect. So again, it's not changing you, but it's be nice. Can you imagine I call you and you go, hello, who's this? And I go, hi, my name is Vanda Martin. So the guy's a driver and I'm expressive, you're going to go click. But if someone say, hello, and I go, hi, is this Vanda? See? Tonality, no rapport, no connection. So be where they are. Have
Right.
respect,
Where they
have
are.
consideration. But yeah, so voice is amazing, but voice is just a tool, an instrument. But when you know the strategy and dialogues framework, you kick ass.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, look, there are so many things that people can learn from Vanda Martin. I said it in the
From
intro.
you too. Thank you. This has been wonderful. I got excited.
And we didn't even get into the luxury part of it. And I'm so sorry we didn't. So we're going to have to do this again really soon. You know, Vanda, this has been a wonderful time that we spent together talking about a lot of different things. And there is so much passion right here with you and myself. I think it was really great. I mean, if there's something that you could give people the advice for real estate agents to grow their business today in any market, what would that be?
Love it. Number one, upgrade your mindset. Think bigger, think better, start innovating, use the tools available for you. You can learn, anybody can learn. Anybody can learn how to use AI, ChatGPT, and don't stop the story that, you know, I don't sell luxury, or I'm too old, I'm too young, or money's too expensive. No, let the bullshit go. Upgrade your mindset. Work and build the master to be consistent. That's number one. The other one is elevate your energy. How can I do that, Vanda? Start really regulating your emotion. Stop being emotional. We're ultra professional. You know, you don't, you know, the client's upset, you get upset. The client happy, you happy. The agent go crazy, you go crazy. No, be cool. The most powerful person in the room is the most calm, center person in the room. So upgrade your mindset, go from 1.0 to 4.0. It's time for that, right? Upgrade your energy, and then improve your skill set. Right. You know, and they improve your skill set, have process and framework in place. Otherwise, it's exhausting. And that's what I do. And it's a process, right, my friend? Every day working on this Ferrari here, this classic Ferrari, so I can be better and serve better and do fast with less stress.
And one of the things I just want to add one other thing. I mean, it's something that's physical, is that I don't know if you guys know this, but we're both standing up as we're doing this broadcast. We're both standing up. And one of the things I try to explain to people, this is a really simple thing. If you sit down, your energy is cut off at your waist. If you stand up, the energy is flowing up and down, up and down. You know, when I used to be on stage on panels, I said, I can't sit. When you talk to me and you ask me a question, I'm going to stand and talk, right? And that's what I've done. Vanda, this has been fantastic. I want to thank you so much for being on today. And next week we got Kevin Ward, another great coach, coming on. He's been on before. He's a great guy. We've been talking human stories here. This is all human. This is all we're talking about. Human beings talking. Kevin Ward's another one of those. And we're going to have that on. And we've got your information scrolling on the bottom now. And Vanda, I just have two things before we finish. Number one, how can I help you grow your business?
Oh, I love that. Well, I'm here to give right back to you. You already helped me. You allow me to share my passion. I'm on a mission to help real estate agents to grow and be better without this suffering that they think they have to go through. So you're already helping me. You allow me to speak my voice and share my energy, my love and passion in real estate. And same thing here. How can I help you? I'm here all the way. You can call me, have me back. If I can serve and support you, I'm here for it. And I want to just say, Dave, I'm very proud to be here. And I'm very thankful. I love your energy. You're right on the money. We are like two brothers from different, two siblings from different mom, different area. I'm in here, you in the, East Coast. I'm here in San Diego. So just thank you. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
Oh, you're welcome. And of course, you know what happens on this broadcast. This is coming. You got one before.
Oh, yeah.
Black, red, and white. This one's blue and white. It's coming at you. Hey, guys, next week we got Kevin Ward coming on. This has been a great broadcast. Anything you guys need, please reach out to Vanda. Her information is on the screen.
Thank you.
Vanda, just stay on as we leave. Just stay on for 1 minute as we finish. Reach out to me for any questions that we can partner together. We can do anything you want. We're ready to rock and roll and to grow your business from 0 to $1 million, whatever you want to do. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. Hey.